Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm hanging out here at Buddy's Bar and Grill on Sukhumvit, Soy 22. I was gonna do a expenses, budget, whatever you want to call it, my obligatory what it costs me to live in Bangkok, and I'm not gonna be one of these I live here on $1,000 a month kind of guys. It's just not gonna happen for me. But I'll throw out what my bills are, and then you fill in what you think your numbers will be, and see what you're going to come up with. Now, myself, I paid 19,000 baht in rent. Now, that's going to go up and down. Right now, the baht is, I don't even know, 33 and a half, I think, to the US dollar. It's been as good as 39 to 1. So right now, I'm paying about 500, there's a bug on me, sorry, 580 US for rent. My power, it's a pretty high expense. I usually have one air conditioner purring away while I'm in there. So call that 85 US dollars a month. It's been as high as 100. It's been as low as 60, but yeah, call it 85 bucks. Water's nothing, it's $2. I have fiber optic internet. That's, I don't have the greatest. I think I'm 500 up and 500 down, but that's pretty lightning fast compared to what I was used to in the US, and it's $26. I also have all the apps. I can't even keep track of them. Apple, Netflix, Spotify. I don't even care. Just throw it on there. That is a whole $26 a month, and that is for the family plan. So I just get the 5-screen package, and myself, Boone, her sister, whoever, I don't really care. It's costing me $4 a month. Now the cell phone, I'm doing the prepaid plan where you load money on the phone. It's next to nothing. I don't even remember what it cost. I pay it by the year, or I just put a bunch of money down. I think it's about $15 a month. If it was $11 a month, I wouldn't be surprised. It's nothing. Now the phone, you don't get a lot of talk minutes. Sorry, just banged the phone there with my glasses. You get 30, 45 minutes of talk time and maybe 20 gigs of internet, which is fine for me. I'm not walking around on Spotify all day, and as I'm sitting here in Buddy's, I'm on their Wi-Fi, so all my favorite spots are stored, and everybody uses the Line app for messaging and for phone calls, so that's fine with me. If you want to use your phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot, and I did that for the first year I was here. I think that's more like $40 a month, but whatever. I'm paying $15. Now I do keep a US cell number with T-Mobile. I'm on the quote-unquote military plan. From what I understand, a US cell phone is supposed to shut you down if you have not hit a US cell tower within 2 years. And I was over here almost 3 years before I recently went back to the US, and my T-Mobile was working just fine. Again, I was on that military plan. I think it's designed more for active duty, but I just kind of talked to the probably 25-year-old kid, and at first he said, well, I need to see a DD-214, and I had it, but then it kind of turned into no big deal. I just signed you up for it. So check that out, but don't be surprised if you get consumer cellular or one of these other plans, and they get a little more stingy on the not hitting a US cell tower. And I don't really know anything about Google Fi or Google Voice, any of that. I just pay the 55 bucks. It's a lot of two-step authentication these days with banking, Social Security, whatever you have to deal with. They're going to send you that 4-digit code, and they're not going to send it to a Thai phone. Now, as far as health insurance, I'm lucky. I'm an old retired mailman, so I pay about, it's less than 300 bucks. I think it's 275 for my share of Cadillac insurance through Blue Cross. I use it here at Bumrungrad, no problem. I've discussed that in other videos. Other guys have said they have Blue Cross. I keep bringing up this firefighter guy in Cleveland, and he called his Blue Cross, and they said it does not cover him abroad. So I think I'm under the Geo Blue portion of Blue Cross, probably intended for federal workers working abroad, all that kind of thing. So I pay $275. If you're going to have to pay 500 bucks a month, hey, it is what it is. I mean, I'll watch different videos, especially the guys in the Philippines. They seem to say, well, just have a credit card with a zero balance on it, and that'll be fine if you have a heart attack. But I don't know, you tell me. I think a massive heart attack and rehabilitation and on might be more than that $10,000 limit you have on that credit card. I'm going to leave that up to you. I don't really have any good advice about health insurance over here. I do know they supposedly stop writing policies at age 70. Now, if you get a policy, it's probably going to be expensive at age 69. I think you can then carry it into your 70s, but if you're going to wing it for a while and you're 66, you might want to consider locking down that Thai policy before age 70, from what little I understand about Thai health insurance, and it's very little. Now, other people will not play games, but they'll pretend to be visiting over here, and they'll just get travel insurance. And yeah, I again, it's all risks in life. I guess you could do that, but if you get cancer or you need dialysis permanently, that travel policy is not going to be the answer. So keep all that in mind. But myself, this is just my budget, and I pay about $275. So that's a little under $1,100 just for my basic bills. Now, basic bills really have nothing to do with what your expenses are going to be over here. It's your partying, your beer, your food. Are you going to eat at a nice restaurant every night? Me, I'm somewhere in the middle. I eat plenty of Western food. I love Thai food. I always have. But I didn't move to Thailand to eat exclusively chicken feet street food every single day just to try to live on a $5 a day food budget. So I'm gonna, and these are all very rough numbers. Sometimes I spend a lot more, sometimes less, but I'm gonna say I buy at least one 300 baht meal 30 times a month. So that's 9,000 baht or $275. Again, oftentimes I'm buying street food or cheap food 5 days in a row, and then I'll have a 4,000 baht day. But let's just call it 300 baht 30 times, that's 275. Now, other food, like at the grocery store and 7-Eleven, shampoo, that kind of thing, call that a couple $100 a month. I'm pretty easy on that. I eat out 90% of the time. I'll have fruit, and sometimes I'll get on a kick and go get rotisserie chickens and salads and all that kind of thing. But to be honest, I eat out more than I do that. So we're going to call that another couple of $100, buying a bottle of shampoo once in a while. Now, as far as dates, that can be a killer if you're going to be out at Soy Cowboy 3-4 times a week. I'll leave that up to you. Myself, I have a girlfriend, so I'm going to keep it simple. And again, this is all very relative. It can go up, it can go down. But let's just say I spend a couple thousand baht, 2,000 baht 4 times a month. Again, sometimes it's way more. We just came back from vacation, and I spent all kinds of money. And this weekend, who knows? We might just go hit O'Shea's Pub and spend 1,500 baht once, and easy. But call that a couple thousand baht 4 times is 8,000 baht a month or $250. Again, you know your budget. You might be spending 3 times that amount every week, but myself, call it $250. Now, miscellaneous, I'm counting about 300 a month. Just things come up. Sometimes you'll have a good month and nothing will come up, and then the next month you've got $700 or $800 of extra bills. I'm talking broken phones, need a new pair of $100 Nikes, $500 dental bill. I just am roughly factoring $300 a month. Travel's a big one for me. I travel a lot, at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. Sometimes 2 months will go by and we don't go anywhere, and then I do a major trip to Australia, New Zealand, Tahiti. So I kind of factor in about $500 a month. And to be honest, I'm not sitting there putting money in envelopes. This is just kind of rough estimates. But for me, travel, and when I travel, I go diving and jet skis and on and on. So $500 a month, not unreasonable. What is that, 6,000 a year? I think. Don't make me do math, but I probably spend way more than 6,000 a year on travel. But just roughly, I'm not counting getting tax refunds and all this and that and going crazy on a trip. So call it 500. Now, traveling home, you're going to have to decide how many times you're going to want to travel back to the US, the UK, Australia. Myself, I hadn't gone in over 2 years, and I don't even want to know what I spent on this last trip, but it was a lot of money, even with very kind friends letting me kick back at their homes, and I was using my mom's car. Somehow just thousands and thousands of dollars disappeared. That's just hanging out in California. So again, if you think you're gonna travel home and it's gonna be a $1,000 expense once a year, well, you're way more disciplined than I am. I mean, I'm really good on miles and points. I traveled home first class and came back business class for less than $200 with points, and I still spent thousands of dollars. So I don't even know how to guess on this number, but I'm guessing about $300 a month, which is $3,600 a year. Again, that's probably low, but it is what it is. Now, other not one times, but you're going to have bills that pop up, like visa expenses. I take care of my own visa. It's cheap, 1,900 baht plus some miscellaneous fees, less than $100 a year. Now, if you want to come over and just pay somebody to do it all for you, I'm not an expert on it. Let's call that 25,000 baht. I've heard as high as 35,000. That's $775. So you tell me, how much help do you need getting that visa done and all? Could be $1,000 for the first year. And then if you don't want to deal with it in the second year, and why would you if you didn't do it the first year, that's going to be $300 to $500. Again, me, it's less than $100. I'm on a non-O for retirement visa, so you're going to have to decide if you're going to want to, I won't say play the game, but it is kind of a game, doing border runs and jumping in and out, and you come in, they give you 60 days, and then you go somewhere else and for 2 weeks or 2 days, I don't know, come back and try to get another 60 days, maybe extend that for another 30 days. All that is good and fine, but if you're going to get the retirement visa, which you need to be over 50, and one of the caveats is you have to have 800,000 Thai baht in a Thai bank account. Well, that is, in today's dollars, about $24,500. So that is an expense. I have that money in the bank, so I'm not really counting that as a monthly expense, but I'm just throwing it out there as an expense. So let's see, that all adds up, if I did it correct, to about $3,130. Now, do I hit that every month? To be quite honest, I'm closer to $3,500 to $4,000 a month. I just don't watch my money that carefully. If my girlfriend has a 3-day holiday, yeah, we live it up a little and go have some nice meals or take a nice little trip. So I'm not on a super disciplined budget. Could I budget a little better and keep it right around $3? Sure, I could. Do I want to? Not so much. I kind of want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and I'm lucky. I have a nice pension and a nice 401k, so I can afford to do so. Most of my buddies, they're kind of in the same position. I have a lot of friends that they have huge pensions, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. I mean, if you're a firefighter in New York City and you work for 2 different fire departments and throw in a little disability pay, I mean, shoot, at age 52, you're making a lot of money. And those guys usually aren't coming over and getting a 19,000 baht apartment. They're getting a 50 or 60,000 month apartment. So again, it's all what you have. Can you come over and live on a shoestring budget? Well, sure you can. It's going to be much more difficult in Bangkok, but even in Bangkok, you could live on the more fringe areas. I'm right in the most expensive area. This Holiday Inn I'm staring at here is in Phrom Phong. Phrom Phong, the next train station, Thong Lo, is probably considered the most expensive part of not only Bangkok, Thailand, but I'm in this area for good reason. There's plenty of other expats. And again, some people will say, well, I didn't move to Thailand to ever talk to another person from my country. Yeah, that's not me. I mean, I love Thailand, I love the Thai people, but it's also nice to kick back in a place like I'm hanging out here at Buddy's and have a chili dog and talk to the guy who was in the Navy the same time as you, and I enjoy doing that. Plus, I could also hang out to 7-Eleven and buy plenty of, I don't even know what a beer, I don't remember the last time I bought beer in 7-Eleven. Let's call it a San Miguel Light is, I don't know, 50 baht, maybe less. And I know there are places in Thailand where you can get a San Miguel Light for 60 baht. But here in Bangkok, it's going to be more like 140 baht, maybe 160. Maybe on happy hour price, it'll be 90 baht. Oh, I'm sorry, here comes one of those blind folks singing for their dinner. Let me slip 20 baht in their change first. Sorry about that, I got distracted. The blind folks will be walking around with their little singing box and a helper, and I always have to stick a 20 baht in there. I mean, this person must have been, I don't know, I was gonna say 80, but she could have been in her early 70s and has just had a very hard life. But anyhow, my little 20 baht is nothing to me, and hopefully she'll get a 20 of those over the evening. I'm sure the last thing she wants to be doing out here at whatever it is, 8:30 at night in the heat, is walking around singing for her dinner. So yeah, I'm gonna at least help out with 20 baht. I probably should put 100 baht in there, but hey, I'm a little bit of a sucker. Twice a night one of those folks will come by and I'll usually put a little something in the box. But anyhow, that's my budget, and I think it adds up to a little under $3,200. It's kind of a common number, the old 3,000 to 4,000. And again, I've certainly gone over 4,000, and every now and then, usually if I'm sick and laying in bed for 3 or 4 days, I'll have some kind of, hey, I only spent 2,200 this month. Or if Boone goes on a business trip and, you know, we're just not hanging out. These are the peanut guys. But anyhow, those are my numbers. Kind of doing anything I want to do. Now, I have to be a little bit careful. I'm not out at the mall buying everything I want for $500-600 bucks. I do that every now and then, and I've counted that kind of in my miscellaneous. I'm not buying whatever it is, a $1,200 cell phone every 6 months, but every couple of years I am. So there you go. There's my number. Put your comments down, and yeah, I guess save the comment that I live on, this guy's an idiot, I live on $800 up in a grass hut in Isan, and I have a candle for power. I get it. That's all good and doable. I also have good friends that live all over Thailand and Isan and all, and yeah, they're not living on 800 bucks. They're usually buying houses and buying expensive cars to travel all around Thailand, and I don't have that expense. So it just, you're gonna spend what you have to spend, and I have nothing against anybody that has a small pension check. Call it $800. Sure, that's gonna go 10 times further here in Thailand than it would in the United States. So absolutely, come on over here. But there's really no call for calling other people stupid that are spending, say, $3,000 or $4,000. Again, if you're in the position to be able to spend that, and I luckily am, this is a pretty darn good place to do so. I'm sure my $3,000, $3,500 I spend each month is more like, I don't know, spending $8,000 in California. Just things are so much cheaper right from the start with rental costs. So thank you so much. There's a little take on my budget, and I appreciate you watching. There'll be plenty more videos to come. Again, these are just my opinions. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to spend their money. I'm just putting it out there, full disclosure, what I do. So you take it easy, and we'll see you later.